Okay, hospital food will make you sicker. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through a message a lady sent me this morning. She just had surgery, and we're going to zoom in here, if I can figure out how to do it, and we're going to zoom in on the foods that were available for this lady post-surgery. So breakfast, hard-boiled egg, nothing wrong with that, good source of protein and fat, which you'll need after surgery, choline and the like. But let's have a look at everything else. So first of all, red apple, green apple, banana or orange. I'm sure this is probably, maybe you can choose 2 out of 4 or something like that. No, pick one item per box, okay? So an orange is just a whole bunch of sugar. As well, people say, oh, I get my vitamin C and I get my glucose, I get my energy from a piece of fruit. But what people don't realize is that in order to get into the cell, glucose and vitamin C uses the same cellular portal. And so there's a blockage there and the absorption of both is inhibited, okay? So congratulations, you tried to eat your cake and have it too, and in the end you got nothing. So good job with that. Okay? Next one we have here is 000 non-fat strawberry Greek yogurt. If there's not fat in it, then what's in it? And first of all, fat is good. We need fat for brain health, we need fat for healing. Okay, ridiculous. Oh, now we get into the good stuff. I can't read the front bit there, but is it Cheerios? Cheerios cereal, it's whole grain. It's the good stuff. Whole grain bowl. I mean, just literal poison. It's not even real food. There's no element of food. Sure, it was started with seeds. That's how I hope it was started with seeds, but even then, that's not good. Okay, blueberry muffin, go to hell. Mixed. What is that? Fresh. Okay, fresh plastic mixed fruit cup. What are these signs? Oh, here we go. M. Oh, this is. I didn't even see this. M for healthy, and vegan, gluten-free. That makes sense. I get the gluten-free thing, and vegetarian. M for healthy. At least I put the hard-boiled egg as healthy. What have they got it as healthy? Low-fat yogurt is not fucking healthy. It's poison. Blueberry muffin, they got nothing on there. That makes sense. Mixed fruit berry cup, we got a foursome. We got 4 for the price of 1. It's just ridiculous. It's not even food. Low-fat cream cheese. Does that say vegetarian? Is cheese vegetarian? I guess like pescatarian or something. Honey wheat English muffin with mixed fruit jelly. Just give me 3 teaspoons of sugar. I'll just have that instead. It's just easier. Just inject me with sugar water. Just give me maple syrup and I'll do a shot of that instead. Just speed things up. Actually, just give me the insulin now. I'm going to be diabetic anyway if I eat this stuff. Cheese, spinach, tomato, and wheat bagel. So oxalate. So your energy metabolism is going to be shot. Your calcium, potassium, magnesium, and phosphorus absorption is going to be wrecked. You're going to have insoluble crystals in your kidneys. So your kidneys are going to be shot, which is great after you've been taking a whole bunch of drugs like anesthetic and antibiotics. That's just what you need, is low mineral and vitamin absorption. Oh, sign me up. Spinach, tomato, and wheat bagel. Breakfast burrito. This is such a fucking joke. Condiments. We don't even need to get into that. So none of that is food, basically. There's one thing that I would eat so far, and that is the hard-boiled egg. And maybe if the breakfast burrito had... What does it say? Breakfast burrito is vegetarian, so it wouldn't have eggs or bacon. So what the hell is in it? Lentils? Parrot food? Dust? Okay, lunch. This is going to be good. Build your own sandwich. Okay. Should say dig your own grave. Okay, pick one. Turkey, ham, corned beef, tuna, chicken. I'll just have all that. I'll just have just that. That's great. I'll go for that, even though it's probably been treated with shit. Lettuce, tomato, onion, mayo, low-fat mayo. Oh, here we go again. It's got the H for health. Oh my god. Light cream cheese, buffalo mozzarella. Okay, let's just skip ahead. So it's pick one. Cheese pizza, veg. This is a hospital. I get it if this is a restaurant, and I get it if it's a cafe, because you're just giving people what they want. But in a hospital, you should be giving people what they need. You should be telling them to shut up, okay, and have the most nutritionally dense food in the world. And what would that be? Caviar, liver. This woman just had thyroid surgery, so she should be eating thyroid, bovine thyroid, okay? Get that RNA. Red apple, green apple, banana. Where are the nutrients? Where is the health? Beverages, oh, this would be good. Diet, ginger ale, OJ. Mixed berry juice, what even does that mean? It doesn't sound like any of that would be real food. And I get it, you can still get a certain amount of vitamins and nutrients in these foods, but in the fruits and vegetables, but you also get a huge bunch of toxins. The absorbability rate is through the floor, and you're missing, well, first of all, you're missing B12, K2. I believe you're also missing choline, you're missing DHA. I think you can get DHA by converting it when you've got the conversion process. The vitamins are all wrong. With vitamin A, you've got beta carotene instead of retinol. There's conversion processes, and all the amino acids you need are available in plants, I believe, but they're in first of all, they have to be converted, and second of all, they're in such small amounts, and they're packaged in fiber, which cannot be broken down by the body, or barely broken down, which is why if you eat a big green smoothie, you're going to poo straight away because it's just going through you. Okay, the body's like, what am I supposed to do with this? I know, I'll just shit it out. I'll just get rid of it. Now, there are some great cleansing properties, and there is something to be said about eating leafy greens and plants and vegetables after surgery. Absolutely, to act as a cleansing agent for all the stuff that you just put your liver through. Absolutely, but this is a food menu. This is not a menu for medicine. It's a menu for sustenance. It should be in a hospital first of all. Let's go to dinner. This will be good. Rye bread, sourdough bread, doesn't make one bit of difference if you ask me. I mean, way back, I think it was about 100 years ago, bread used to be treated differently, and it was soaked for over, I believe, 24 hours, and then slowly cooked over 10 hours even. But now that shit gets done in about 2 hours, and it's not treated. The toxins and phytates are not properly rinsed from it. And sure, you can go and get certain brands that I'm sure will actually take this into consideration, and they will lessen the toxins. But here's a crazy thought: why don't we just not eat the toxins? The only reason that you would eat these foods predominantly, sure, they have benefits every now and again, but predominantly opt to just choose that food instead of animal products. The only reason you would do that is if you were poor or you're a doctor. So, soup of the day, whatever that is. Cheese pizza, which I've touched on before. Small soup, veggie cut with a ranch. Yeah, you cook Rice Krispie treat. Oh, is that dinner? Dinner sides. At least it's not the whole thing. So you can see it's just totally shit. And this lady, you can read here, so she had to have surgery. And then when she got home, her tinnitus, this lady I'm helping, her tinnitus went back up to a 12 because of obviously the trauma and the toxicity from anesthetic and so on. And then she'd been eating liver in large amounts for 3 days, and now her tinnitus is back down to a 2. Because guess what? She gave her body the nutrients and proteins and fats that it needs to repair itself, okay? And guess what? If you eat fat, that's a great place for your body to store the toxins. And if you're looking at toxins from surgery, looking at things like halides, you're looking at pretty severe trauma, especially tissue damage as well. So vitamin E is going to be something that you need. I'm pretty sure you can even get vitamin E from plants from that to an extent. I mean, can you even? It's like all these things. It's like, oh, let's see if we can get all these things from plants. Why don't you just eat a steak? Just eat some eggs and bacon. And I get it, you can still be healthy on a vegan diet, but oh my god, you need to be practically a PhD doctor. Why else would there be all these people who are failing with it? I think I told you guys a story. There was a girl. Did I tell you guys a story? There was a girl who I actually used to see a while back, and we met and we were both vegans. And did you guys know that about me? I was a vegan for a while, a long time ago for about, it was like 4 months or 5 months or something, and I actually felt really good on it because I'd cut out all the bad foods. And then when I was eating all the stuff I was supposed to eat, I was actually eating carbs, and I was eating fruits and berries and cherries, and I was supplementing everything. And then my health just started to get terrible, and I kept the bad foods out, and I brought in meat. Okay, and then it's felt amazing because you're getting things that you can't get from plants in large amounts in meat. Anyway, so I met this girl, and she actually had a vegan tattoo on her wrist. And about a month ago or something, she reached out to me and said, "Oh, hey, I just saw your video on MeatRx with Sean Baker." And I thought, "Oh God, this girl, this poor girl, she's got tinnitus now, and so she's found me and she's going to ask for help, and I'm going to have to be the one to tell her, my number one clients are always and will probably always be vegans. They are our number one clients. There's no one else even comes close, not even close." And when I say vegans, I also mean, I mean vegans and people who really think they're being healthy. Either they're full vegan or they're eating a lot of plants, nuts, legumes, seeds, kale, quinoa, lucuma powder, chia seeds. Did I say that already? Oat milks, milk replacements, and they're even staying away from things that are still vegan foods but are bad for you. Doritos, mock meats. I think they're so healthy, but they just don't realize that they're poisoning themselves slowly. So anyway, this girl reached out to me, and I thought, oh no, I'm gonna have to go through this whole thing with her, and she'll probably just say. Normally what happens is they say, "No, you're wrong, veganism is healthy," and they come back in 3 months and say, "Okay, yeah, I need help, what do I do?" But this girl said to me, she completely fucked, in her own words, her health on a vegan diet. And this is a girl who, she had a paid nutritionist. I think said she was spending about $300 a month on supplements or something. She was getting B12 shots into her arse cheeks monthly. She was getting all sorts of tests done, and her health was just deteriorating. She was just getting much, much worse. And then she eventually had to look in the mirror one day and wake up to herself and say, maybe this just isn't right for me. And then so she ate, I think it was seafood, which is normally people who try to deal with eating animals again try to do the least harm. But this girl basically just coincidentally found me because she turned carnivore after veganism had fucked her health. Now, it's not to say that the carnivore diet is the best diet for everybody in the world. That's ridiculous. There is no one diet for everybody in the world. Darren Schmidt said something, I think, which is such a fantastic way to put it. The best diet for people, for any human in the world, is one that changes. So it changes with the time of year it is. It changes based on how you feel. I have people that say, Liam, I'm doing really well eating all meat or mostly meat, but my body just wanted some plants, and I just had like a couple of days where I was just vegan. I felt really good, and then I went back to the meat and I just felt good, and I said, that's great, go for it, because plants have healing properties. If you go the rest of your life without eating any plants, you are missing out on cleaning your liver, cleaning your blood. They're very beneficial, but I like to look at plants as though I'm looking at medicines. They're a double-edged sword. Sure, you can take painkillers, you can take antibiotics, you can take all sorts of things, okay? And they definitely have an upside. They definitely help do the thing they're supposed to do most of the time. But there's also a very, very real and serious chance of very adverse effects for most people, I would say, with these drugs. I mean, if you take 6 or 8 Panadols, you have irreversible kidney failure and you die. 8 Panadols, something like that, some small amount, and it's like $7 from a 7-Eleven, and anyone at any age can buy it. That's pretty insane if you ask me. But I look at plants like that because if you eat the wrong plants, you'll die within an hour. Cowbane, Socrates, that sort of thing. But if you eat plants in general in large amounts for a longer period of time, you can get killed by them as well. You can have renal failure from oxalates. You can have tinnitus from salicylates and oxalates. They play a role. You can have serious nutritional deficiencies. You can have allergic reactions, histamine reactions. There are so many problems that can arise from eating plants, especially if you consider the fact that some allergies from plants don't show up for 4 days. So if I think what was I watching yesterday? It was a documentary. It was a doctor who was talking about the benefits of plants and kale and benefits of meat and a mixed diet, and it was talking about this study that spoke about how people who had sweet potato, I think it was the purple version of sweet potato, and they would take it okay, in this test, and it would only show up the allergy symptoms. The allergic symptoms were found out that the symptoms would only show up 4 days later. So I feel like I'm going to have 1 day of cabbage and 1 day of kale and 1 day of blueberries and see how I feel worse. You might eat sweet potato on 1 day, and then 4 days later you're eating blueberries and you get the reaction, then you think it's a blueberries. Whereas really what you should be doing is going for a total elimination diet, which is, in my opinion, would be all meat. But remember, you can still be allergic to some animal products. There's some people who are allergic to pig, some people who are allergic to cow, some people who are allergic to fish, definitely is a big one. Caviar, seafood, shellfish, absolutely. Some people are deathly allergic. But remember, some people are also deathly allergic to nuts. Some people are also deathly allergic to certain foods, certain plants, okay? And to the point where you can't even have, if someone has a serious nut allergy on a plane, you can't even have nuts on the plane, you can't have nuts at a whole school. There was a case of, it was one of the private schools around here in Melbourne. I think it was, I can't remember what school it was, but there was a school camp and one kid cut up a picnic bar on a plate and shared it with a friend, and then some other kid used that plate to eat food off, and he died of an anaphylactic shock in about 30 seconds. Just completely closed up, puffed up, airways blocked, nothing you can do. And apparently, I guess they didn't have the EpiPen, and I don't know the story, but that was a nut, that was a plant, that was plant semen basically that killed that kid. Okay, not good. So kind of a long-winded video, but the point is that if you're listening to people who say eat a balanced diet, so a nutritionist or a doctor, you're listening to someone who doesn't know what they're talking about. Because if they knew what they were talking about, they would tell you specifically about these different things. There was a person who contacted me the other day and said, I have kidney problems, and so my doctor told me to take large amounts of vitamin C in order to help heal my kidney. And I said, that guy should be fired for malpractice, because if you eat excessive amounts of vitamin C, your body will convert it into an oxalic acid. And then that oxalic acid will bind with calcium, cause insoluble calcium oxalate crystals to be created, okay? You can also do it with potassium, magnesium, phosphorus, and it will bind together in crystals, and it will go straight to your kidney and cause renal failure, which is the problem that you already have. So you're worsening the problem. So there are people, doctors, like, who can you trust? I mean, you just saw that this hospital is giving out probably some of the foregoing, like, fast food, some of the unhealthiest food you could ever eat. Cereal, okay, plastic fruit cups. It's ridiculous. If you want, and for the people who are doing well on mostly plant-based diets, it definitely can be done. But then you got to worry about pesticides. You got to worry about plant toxins. You have to worry about was the soil, like, was it sprayed with Roundup? Because the way that Roundup works is they spray the soil to prevent the nutrients from being absorbed into the plants, so the weeds can't grow. But some plants still grow. That corn still grows, okay? And everybody knows that Monsanto is, even a vegan knows that Monsanto is not the way to go to. But what you might not realize is that there's such thing as cross-contamination, where winds carry Monsanto miles on the breeze down to that organic farm, and hello, you got the same problem, or you got a similar problem there with nutritionally deficient soil. So you're not getting the minerals. The plants are still growing, but they're nutritionally deficient, okay? And what happens when you have nutritionally deficient plants? So let's talk about magnesium. So let's say you're eating carbohydrate, or you're eating a bowl of rice and kale and chickpeas and banana. So in order to break down all of that fiasco, okay, you're going to need a large amount of magnesium molecule, okay? So first of all, you have oxalates in that dish. So the oxalates are going to do what they do, and they're going to bind with the magnesium that was there is a lot of magnesium that is present in plant foods, I'll grant you that. Is it absorbable even if there wasn't oxalates? Well, look at the research by Natasha Campbell McBride. But if you look at magnesium, how it's used to actually help metabolize and break down these plant foods so you can extract the nutrients, okay, which are devoid from the soil, which we spoke about. What happens is the food is deficient in magnesium in the first place. The oxalate's creating crystals from the magnesium and the calcium, and so where does the food, where the body get the magnesium from? Well, it can go to your bones, it can go to your organs, it can pull them out of your bloodstream. And congratulations, you're now magnesium deficient. And what does magnesium do? Magnesium helps you to deal with stress. If you get stressed out, if your parent dies, if you lose your job, if you're worried about this whole world situation right now, if you're very confused about tinnitus, if you're reading horror stories on tinnitus, your magnesium, it actually is used almost in a form of, you could say not a metabolic pathway, but in the sense of, it's like your body metabolizes magnesium to deal with stress, which is super interesting. Look all this stuff up. Don't just take what I say at face value. Look it up. But you can see there that chain of events that leads to you fucking your health. Just absolutely fucking your health. And you thought you were healthy, right? Because your doctor told you were. Okay? Doctors have stopped listening to what the patient says. Who now goes into a doctor's office and as soon as you start talking to them, they're on their computer typing shit and looking stuff up and just doing whatever, and they just go, here, take this. Okay? It's not about health. It's about symptom in, drug out. That's what it's about. Anyway, so I'm going to end that video there. Hope you enjoyed it, and tonight is not for life.